Are they preparing for the Warriors with Draymond and without him?
No, I mean obviously we're going to go forward like full complement of players. That's kind of what we always do, and again try to concentrate and focus on what we need to do.
They keep bringing up Westbrook. I think both Draymond and Coach Kerr have talked about him and the flailing. Is that kind of a little bit maddening that they're kind of deflecting a little bit and it's not germane to really what happened last night?
I think the biggest thing for us is not to be distracted, and we've got enough that we need to worry about playing against a great team. Steve's a terrific coach, and we need to focus on that. That to me, that's stuff that the league will handle, and for us, we need to do the best job we can getting prepared for tomorrow night.
Billy, you went to that small lineup pretty quickly before they actually went small, and you ended up playing that lineup more minutes than any other last night. Was that really the plan going in, or was that something that you felt like you saw in the game and you felt like the adjustment was necessary?
Well, I mean, again, I've said this before. I think you're going to always make adjustments and do things during the course of any game, and certainly coming out of game 2, you're going to look at some different things that you could potentially do. And again, sometimes those decisions you make and trying to do some of those things, it doesn't work out well. A lot of times, I think because of all the analytics, people can look at lineups and matchups. It's very similar to the Ennis and Stevens situation, San Antonio. Sometimes because the numbers don't bear out, you got to really watch the film to figure out why it didn't work out. And I wanted to have that at least as an opportunity to do that substitution-wise. And we did it, and that group played well. So we stuck with it for a while because they were doing a good job out there. If it didn't work well, we would have had to make another adjustment and come with a different lineup.
When it didn't work earlier in the season, and early in the series. What did you see that said, hey, this lineup will work, we just need to make this adjustment?
Well, I think what happens is when you start looking at the plus negatives of different lineups, sometimes you've got to realize, like, why is that? It could be turnovers, it could be blockouts, it could be lack of rebounding, it could be not getting back in transition, it could be fouling too much. You can look at a lot of different things that maybe generate a plus-minus ratio. And I think as you watch the film and break it down, I think the thing I always try to look at is, okay, are these things plus-minus wise, if it is a negative, are they things that are correctable for us? Can we do this if we correct some things on our end? Or is it one of those situations where you say, there's just too many difficult matchups here. We have a hard time defensively and offensively, and it may not be good. And I think in looking at it in some of those situations, even though we didn't do it very, very much in game 1 and 2, I thought it was something that we could, maybe utilize a little bit. And, like I said, as we went to it, it worked out well for us. But that's not to sit there and say that, next game it is a great thing. It could go the other way, too. I think a lot of times you've got to look at, who's playing well and how they're playing collectively as a group.